Here we are with Mrs. Neubauer, third grade teacher, doing our faculty staff spotlight, kicking it off. And
I am.
we are kicking it off with the faculty staff spotlight. And Mrs. Neubauer, here we go. What three traits best describe you?
This is probably the hardest question that he's going to ask me. I am organized, dependable, the third one is just a tough one. Concerned, caring.
I like it.
Maybe.
Good. That's good. Three strong traits, right? Concerned, caring, dependable. I don't know if you can get a better one than that, right? Spot on. How about, let's switch gears. Hobbies or collections? Do you do anything in the spare time? Free time?
I love to read. I like to garden, and I love to cook.
Garden? Anything tips you can give us?
Heck yeah, no. No.
How about reading? What is our latest read?
My latest read was right here. It's my bookmobile book, and it was Ordinary Grace by William Kent Kruger. I had read the one before him called This Tender Land. Absolutely the best book ever.
There you go.
Ordinary Grace was just an okay book, but yeah, I love
Okay.
to read. And I collect seals,
Seals.
like harp seals, baby seals. I have probably close to 100 of them.
Really? Interesting. What got you hooked there?
Well, I was born in Oregon,
Okay.
Salem, Oregon. We spent a lot of time on the Oregon coast when I was growing up. And I've always loved them. And I got a couple when I was in high school from friends and just as a little gift. And I just started my collection.
Awesome. There's probably not a lot of seal collections in the state of North Dakota.
It's hard to find them.
I can imagine.
I can't find any right now.
You got to go on a break. You got to go on a vacation just to get your hobby.
We have to go on a vacation to find some.
That's awesome. How about what inspired you to work in the school?
Or what inspired me to become a teacher?
Or inspired you to become a teacher?
Sure.
Certainly.
Helping kids.
Helping kids?
Yeah. School was not always the easiest for me. I struggled with math. And so I knew I wasn't going to be a math teacher, but just to help kids, because without teachers, where are you going to be?
Fact. Big
You know.
time. Yeah, no doubt. 100%. First day of school, what advice do you give your incoming students?
Listen.
That's a good quality.
Listen, and it's okay to make mistakes, but it's not okay to not try.
Oh,
You have to try something and then learn from your mistakes.
good philosophy. It's not okay not to try. That's a
Yep,
fact.
it's not okay not to try.
No. How about, well, you've born in Oregon, so let's call Berthold our home. What's the furthest you've been from home?
Matamoros, Mexico. Right over the border by Brownsville.
Oh, Texas side. Okay.
Yeah.
Matamoros.
Yeah, that's the furthest.
Sightseeing?
Actually, I went to live in Brownsville with my cousin when I was in my 20s, and I had quit school and didn't know what I wanted to do, and she had a teaching job, and one weekend we just went across the border into Mexico to sightsee a little bit and see what it was like.
Okay. All right. That's good. What's your very favorite place?
Home,
Home?
probably. Yeah, home. You know, I've traveled a lot. Well, not a lot, but I've been different places, but, you know, but home is probably my favorite.
Yeah, it's always nice to get home. Leaving home in the morning or leaving home for a little vacation. What do you, Mrs. Neubauer, never leave home without?
My coffee and my phone.
My coffee and my phone.
Probably
Needed,
every morning.
huh? How about
Every
that? We grew up
morning.
without a phone and now you can't leave without it.
Right? It's weird that we grew up in an era that we didn't have a phone.
Rotary.
Rotary, exactly, with the long cord, you know, and now you can't live without it.
Yeah, and the long cord was a luxury at that time. Sometimes the short ones, you just stuck right there. Oh, goodness. Any pets?
Actually, we have 4 dogs.
Four dogs.
2 hunting dogs,
Okay.
German Shorthair Pointers,
Okay.
a mother and daughter. And then we had 1 little dog. She was mine, and then my sister asked us to babysit her little dog for a week, and that was 2 years ago, and she hasn't left.
She hasn't come back yet to get her.
She has just not been in the right place, and now
Okay.
she's good. She's just our dog now.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's awesome. How about last day of school? We're looking forward to summer. What do you enjoy most about the summer?
Freedom of being able to go to the bathroom when I want. I'm very much a routine person, so I still get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and everything, but just being able to relax. I love to go sit outside on my deck, have coffee, read a book, and just sit in the sun and let the sun hit my face and just enjoy it.
Oh, that's great. Tell us about the Berthold School. What do you enjoy the most?
I love the family feel. I love how close we are as an elementary staff. I love the small class sizes. I feel Berthold School provides a very good education for kids, and you get that one-on-one attention. You get that caring and concern that you might not get from a bigger school.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. What, speaking of just the job and all that kind of stuff, what's the most rewarding thing that you find with your job?
Those aha moments. When you have a student who's been struggling with a subject and all of a sudden they look at you and they say, Mrs. Neubauer, I get it now. Or when you're teaching math and they're like, oh, I love this, it's so fun.
Yeah.
It makes it feel, that's what makes it feel rewarding.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, is right. That's spectacular. So is that, I mean, speaking of that, is that the best thing you like about working with children?
Yes.
Same, this means basically the same answer.
Yes.
So then we're gonna go back now to kind of that, a couple questions ago, when you decided, now what really then made you want to be a teacher?
Oh, I've always liked kids. I did a lot of babysitting. I love to see them learn. You know, even with my own children, reading to them was a very big important thing. We did puzzles, we played with blocks, we counted, but just that, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, you want children to succeed. You want them to do well.
Absolutely.
You want them to learn. And if you can help them do that, that's the accomplishment.
Oh, yeah, 100%. That's spectacular. Well, you've been in the Berthold School for a while, and you've been in the community. Is there something that you can tell the community about you that you'd like them to know?
Oh, I've been on the city council for 10 years. I just retired. I'm on the Economic Development Corporation. I have family here. My mom grew up here, so I think the community, most people know who I am.
So not other than collecting seals, do they all know that you collected seals?
No, they did not. Probably no one. Unless you've really been at my house and looked at my curio cabinet, you did not know that I collected seals.
Well, there we go. There we go. Final question, but like, and this you hear this, or kind of the media sometimes will play into this one, or it's coffee talk or whatever it might be. But many parents feel like sometimes they're not able to help their children with homework nowadays because we've changed a little bit how math goes about dealing with things, or they haven't done it in a while. But what are some ways that you think parents could really help their children when it comes to homework?
The biggest thing I think is to read to your children before they even get to be school-aged kids. Studies have shown that if a child is read to at least one book per night, that they will have a larger vocabulary by the time they enter preschool and kindergarten, which will give them more background knowledge. And that, I believe, is 100% true. In dealing with kids of all ages, because I've taught from preschool up to 6th grade, and you can see those kids that don't have that home life, that don't have that parent commitment, versus the kids who have. Their vocabulary, their background knowledge, their just lack of general information is so much less. So if you can have those parents that are committed to working, if they have a problem with a math problem or they're not understanding, the best thing to do is communicate with your teacher. Okay, keep those lines of communication open. You know, just like a good marriage, you got to have lines of communication. You know, same thing with your teacher. You know, and if you're gonna be involved in your child's school, communicate with your teacher. You know, be willing to help them. And you know, this year I have a really good group of parents. I only had a handful of parents maybe that haven't been really committed.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I mean, that's a great analogy. We use that a lot, right? That you got to communicate, and it's a two-way street, and it's very much like a marriage in that capacity. That there's got to be communication. Mrs. Neubauer, anything else we want to tell the community? Anything else we want to tell our constituents?
I can't think of anything offhand.
Well, there we go.
You
well,
know.
Thank you kindly for being our first faculty staff spotlight.
Somebody's got to do it and get it out of the way.
Somebody's got to do it, and we sure appreciate it. Thanks a million. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Perfect.